For Marty Vogel, his wife Linda was a dream come true, even when times got tough.
We'd been together almost 41 years, and the last 13 years was when she was really, really ill. I mean, there was good recovery, and then something else would happen, and we'd have to go through the therapy and the care all over again.
To cope, Marty and Linda reached out to Carl Pet Therapy and made two friends they'd never forget.
I had a phone call shortly after I started and saying, we have a couple coming in, and the only thing they've asked of us is if they could have a therapy dog. And they want a small one to sit on the patient's lap.
I was very happy that she was having a moment of joy in the midst of all the pain, where she could pay attention to him and forget about what was going on.
Cooper was something to hold on to. She never said a word, but she would grab a hold of Cooper either by the scruff of his neck or slip her hands under his collar and hold on so tight.
Cooper looked out for Linda, even growling at her doctor once.
And he goes, okay, Cooper, I know, I heard her. He said, we're done for the day. Cooper said, we're done. The effect that Cooper had for Linda, amazing.
After 5 years of friendship, Linda's pain ended.
Marty had a very, very difficult time after Linda passed away because that was his life. When he lost her, he lost himself.
When Linda did pass on, and Lynn said, Cooper needed to be there for me afterwards as he was for Linda previously, because we had established such a bond.
When I'd bring Cooper, I'd just let him loose, and Marty would smile for a few minutes and love on Cooper, and then we'd talk.
One day, Marty and Lynn realized they had been given second chances at love.
Having a 5-year relationship between the three of them, Lynn, Cooper, and Linda, that makes a huge difference. I don't think if that had happened that we would be sitting here today, and we wouldn't be making wedding plans. And it all started with Cooper.
Bees aren't the only thing buzzing around campus. For Nick Temple and his staff, maintaining Carl's grounds is about more than just staying busy.
You have all walks of life coming through, all different types of situations in and outside of the hospital. If we can brighten somebody's day or give someone peace of mind, I think that's why we do it.
There's something else that keeps the grounds crew on the move, and it has more to do with a mouse than a manicure.
In my first week on the job, my manager said to me, Disney World everything, which means you go to Disney World, you go to Disneyland, everyone knows that the grounds is going to be immaculate. And that's the goal we try to attain each and every year.
It's hard coming to the cancer center, depending on the news that you're getting. It's nice to be able to surround yourself in this beautiful garden.
I come to visit people in my church as well as my own family. And so the surroundings are very peaceful, beautiful, serene. This is one of my favorite gardens in Champaign-Urbana.
Whether looking for peace of mind or a piece of advice.
You know, a lot of what we do is help people with directions.
At the end of their shift, Mick's team has one goal in mind.
Being able to give people that opportunity to step outside of the hospital and know that we might make a difference in their lives for that day.
It was a difficult thing to hear that, that both the boys are both deaf.
It was just an emotional day. I remember coming home and telling the family. We had to all shed some tears.
It's a really tough place to be. When you first get the diagnosis,
I remember feeling overwhelmed in the sound booth and fighting off the tears.
You just think of all the things that she'll never hear at that point. Just think of birds singing and our voices, even someone telling her that you love her. All I could think about was sign language at that point. I didn't know that there was other alternatives.
Most
children born with who are deaf and hard of hearing at birth are born into families that have no experience with hearing loss. Much of our job early on is to help them through that stage, to realize that child has unlimited potential.
Say hello.
Hello. Should my child use sign language? Should they use a hearing aid? Should they get a cochlear implant? Those are the things we can answer.
You're the ultimate driver of all of this as a parent. Our role is to make sure that you have all the options and potential and support that we can give you, but it really falls on the parent's shoulders to make it happen.
The audiologists here were stellar. They all communicate, they talk, and they overlap.
The entire place here takes the child from the diagnosis through moving back into the hearing world and speaking world in a way that's very comprehensive, that doesn't leave any gaps that aren't filled by the ECHO program.
Delivering care in the way it needs to be done is very labor intensive. We were the first to have a school associated with us. You just don't find that anywhere else, and I think it makes us not only unique but very strong.
Hey, good morning everyone. Happy Monday.
Our mission is supporting children with hearing loss and their families. What we do is we see the potential in each child, and we work every day to help children close the gap between their chronological age and their ability to use and understand spoken language.
I need a new brain.
Some of the things that we saw that we liked were the really small classroom sizes, the amount of attention, the one-on-one attention, the one teacher, 5 students. They kind of arm them with as much information and as education as they can so that they can fit in and concentrate, and I don't know of any other school that does that.
We don't do a lot of hoping. Oh, that's a great goal, I hope that works out. We don't really do a lot of hoping in that way. What we do is we set a plan in place. We ask families where they envision their child, and then we help the family build a plan, build a path to get there.
It's nothing short of miraculous what some of these kids can do now.
How many friends at school? All right, friends around another one.
There's times where I'll pause. It's the Christmas programs up there singing. It's in the back seat singing Miley Cyrus.
Do you guys have a favorite subjects at school?
Science. What's your favorite sport? Basketball.
Soccer. I think he takes on a leadership role more often now than he ever did.
I like tennis, baseball, swimming, taekwondo. I had done taekwondo for a full year.
We were very proud of her academic achievement. She is now a Parkland Pathway student, and she does 1 class each semester at the University of Illinois.
I'm multi-study speech language pathology because I love to work with children.
If he hasn't got it already, Dr. Novak has a very special award waiting for him someday.
We have made a difference. Just come see us, come look.
I've been counting since day one. I've delivered 2,095 babies. And you get to be part of people's lives. It's such an important time.
Having logged thousands of miles in these hospital hallways, Ray Spooner is taking the last steps in his clinical practice and planning for a future where he won't likely be able to walk or even talk.
He's broken down so many barriers in this community in terms of what a midwife is thought to be. Everybody's screaming in deliveries, but when Ray talks, people listen, and so it's like, now it's time to push.
It is somewhat ironic that it is my voice that's being affected, amongst other things.
Ray was diagnosed with ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or Lou Gehrig's, a neuromuscular disease that takes away a person's ability to move. Because of his ALS, he stopped delivering babies and will no longer see patients. He's preparing his family, his home, and himself as the disease progresses.
I wasn't going to do it until spring, but the neurologist said, if this is something you really want to do, move it up to this year.
Topping the bucket list for Ray, riding his bike on a 3,000+ mile journey from the Pacific to the Atlantic Ocean while he's able.
Ray has no use of his left hand. We head out of San Diego and hit mountains. You can't just brake with your right hand, so we have a team of people who are working to adapt Ray's bike.
Some people get motion sickness. I get inertia sickness.
When Ray does something, he never does it halfway.
Why do it? I don't know, why do we do anything? Why do people climb mountains?
He's been wanting to ride across the country for years now, and with ALS, he's not doing it alone.
Oh, go!
There's two aspects of it. There's the fundraising aspect for ALS and MDA, and also gathering resources just to support the logistics of the ride.
Those all are going to add up. People have been incredibly generous.
I hope to be there at the finish line, cheering him on.
I'm looking forward to going over that finish line, having him dip his front wheel in the Atlantic.
I've had that moment play through my head so many times. I would take this over getting hit by a truck any day. I mean, I don't want to say this is a gift, but having that opportunity is a gift.
You are looking at Pokemon Go. What you're seeing now is a Pokemon that's called the Hitmonlee that we found out here in Crystal Lake Park.
Pokemon Go leapt onto cell phones and tablets everywhere.
I just got my first one over here.
While some Carl employees use their time off to simply play the hit game,
okay.
Others found a more practical use.
A lot of people in my department do the step challenge. I know some of them are playing the Pokemon game. I'm sure that's probably helping their progress a lot.
The idea is simple. Walk around town to find and collect characters and score points.
I think all of them are far away now.
But you have to walk, and walk a lot.
I've upped my steps from probably 5,000 just on a normal day, just walking around, to easily 10, 15,000.
But it isn't just step challenge participants benefiting from the craze. The game helps some patients feel connected during their hospital stay or clinic visit.
It gives us a way to kind of relate to our patients, and for our kids, it gives us something to interact with them about.
Whether you're into the game or not, everyone at Carl can relate to some key side effects of the Pokemon craze: reaching goals and helping others.